Hi, my name is Beth Filzen, and I am your doTERRA Wellness Advocate. I would like to help you as you first get your oils to know what to do when you get your oils. So this is called I Have My Oils Now What? So if you'd like this in written form so that you can check that stuff off, it's on my Facebook page, Wild Solutions FAQ, and it's saved as a document form on there called I Have My Oils Now What? And I'm sure this is backwards for you guys, but that's what it is. So your first thing to do when you get your oils is open the box. Don't just let it sit there. Open the box, and then in the book that arrived that looks like this, in the middle is your stickers for the tops of your bottles so that they're easy to find. So that's the simplest thing to do. Get out your oils and put the stickers on the top. Now, secondly, you're going to want a resource for how to use your oils. The first resource, just the beginner resource, is this paper, front and back of recipes that comes with that document called I Have My Oils Now What? And you can print that out and start going through some recipes that might be relevant to you and your family. Now, you're going to need rollers and sprays to kind of make those items for yourself. So the best rollers are from doTERRA, of course. They're this nice stainless steel ball with a really nice plastic. And so when you go on your account, you're just going to look under DIY stuff, and those are there. And so that's your first thing, is you're going to want rollers so that you can have your recipes ready to go. So if you suffer from seasonal threats, you would want to have that roller ready to go so that when you experience that, you can just go ahead and use it that way. So getting these rollers is your first step. And then secondly, you're going to need a carrier oil. So sometimes people order this with their first order, but sometimes not. So go ahead and you can get fractionated coconut oil or MCT oil. You need one of those two things to use as a carrier oil. You can also use almond oil and everything like that, but that is fractionated coconut oil is really the best, or MCT oil. And this bottle comes from doTERRA. It's an add-on to get this pump, and it's a really good idea to go ahead and add that on, because then when you're making your rollers, so you drop your oils in there, this comes off. It comes with it off when they come empty, and drop in your recipe. So for example, Energy and Focus, it says 20 drops of wild orange, 20 drops of peppermint, plus FCO or fractionated coconut oil in a 10 ml roller. So you're going to take your wild orange, you're going to take your peppermint, 20 drops of each, and then you're going to take your fractionated coconut oil and pump it in up to the top here, and then pop on your roller bottle. That's the other thing about these, is they just pop on and pop off really easy and don't leak. So these are really what I would recommend. And then put your lid on. And it's a good idea to use some masking tape or label maker or something so that you don't forget what's in here. And then you're ready to go with your solution. The other thing that you can get on doTERRA, if you like to make sprays, they do have an On Guard sanitizing spray, but you can get these empty and just use some of your On Guard or use some of your other oils. You can make a yoga mat spray or whatever. So these come empty, and then you can just use that spray and have that in your purse ready to go. So that's the first thing you're going to want to do. And then as we go down this sheet, you need a resource to look up your oils. So after you've exhausted these recipes, and even before you've exhausted, just get a resource. doTERRA's comes, and it is really good. It has, so for example, let's find Copaiba, my favorite. It says some main benefits and some uses, and then it's these little circles down here say A for aromatically, T for topically, I for internally, and then it has a little S indicating that you may want to dilute it for sensitive skin. So that's pretty basic, but I like you to have a resource where you can really be empowered to handle yourself. So this is the newest one that I recommend. I'm gonna tell you 3 different companies and 3 different books that you can get. This is a really good one. Pardon that garbage truck going by. I don't know if you guys can even hear it, but it's super loud in my ear. So this is called Advanced Oil Magic. And this book, I really like it because it's really simple. It's really easy to understand and just gets right, like cuts right to the point. So, and then I also really like it because it's filled with recipes. And so all throughout, so for example, we look up one oil. Let's find one that you guys have. Lavender. So most people have lavender in their kit. So you're going to come here, you're going to see the main properties that the oil has: antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and then some top uses. And then there's also fun recipes. So there's a soothing bath salts recipe and a rest well diffuser blend on here. So I really like that because it helps do all that stuff. And then you also have the ailments so that you can look up things by ailment and figure out things that way in each oil. So that's one resource that I really like. The second one, and this used to be my favorite before Oil Magic came out, and so this is actually the one probably I know how to use the most. So this is called Essential Life, and you can get that at oillife.com, and the other book you can get at oilmagicbook.com. So these are separate companies from doTERRA because it's kind of a conflict of interest for them to say you need this oil for this ailment. So they're separate companies, Oil Magic Book and Essential Life, and it's at oillife.com. So I like this one because at the front you're going to look up, it's a quick reference so you can look up your ailment. So earache, and then it says from left to right Melaleuca, and it gives you a little hand or a drink for using it either topically or internally. And then you can further read about that specific ailment in the chapter. So if you were looking up like a urinary symptom, you would look in the urinary chapter to read further about that. And then each oil is explained with the top uses and chemical constituent and properties of that oil. And then in the back it's got things like cleaning recipes and cooking recipes and outdoor recipes, kids, pregnancy, etc. So this is still a really awesome book, but sometimes it can feel a little overwhelming, and the Oil Magic book is super simple, super ready to use, and has all those fun recipes. The thing I like about the Essential Life recipe is the protocols in the corresponding chapters. So I mentioned urinary. If you had a bladder infection, you could come here, find a recipe. It's called Fire Extinguisher. Build that recipe and use that oil to deal with that situation. So they both have their, I just like to have both, but pick the one that you think would resonate with you the best. And then this is the third one I recommend. This is the Modern Essentials book. This is their new edition. The older editions were kind of hard to use. This one's still, as you can see, it's really wordy. It's not very picturesque. And so, but it's really specific. It has a lot of the research studies in it. So if you really like the scientific and you really like to dive in, okay, what's the study? Why are they saying that lavender has analgesic properties? I want to know. And you can literally go and find that study. So it depends on how your brain works, how you like to learn. And then the third one that I like is written by Dr. Marisa Snyder. She has another book called Essential Oils and Hormones. And this one's called The Smart Mom's Guide to Essential Oils. And I really like this because it's got lots of fun recipes for kids stuff, kids chest rubs and cleaning and all kinds of stuff. And it's really super specific for dilution and stuff like that. So I have all of them. Pick the one that you think that you would read the most. I mean, this obviously doesn't have any pictures. It's really just words there. So whatever you think. All right. Okay. So we talked about our resource, and now I want to talk about a standard recipe for roller. So the standard recipe is about 20 drops in a 10 ml roller. Now you will see recipes for more and you will see recipes for less. Essential oils, we're all just experimenting. We all have individual chemistry. The oils have their individual chemistry. And so a lot of this is trial and error, and you're going to find what you like the best. And so these are just guidelines to work with. So 20 drops of oil in a 10 ml roller, and topping it off with fractionated coconut oil. And you can find recipes anywhere. I mean, sometimes you can just go on some mommy blog and say doTERRA molluscum, A lot of kids have that, and you can find a recipe on there for something. The customer service number for doTERRA, I always want you, if you have specific product issues, to call customer service first. They are there not 24/7, regular business hours to be able to deal with your needs. If something needs to be replaced, something like that, customer service is going to be the one that you want to talk to. And their number is 1-800-411-8151. They also have a live chat feature from your account that's really helpful. You're also going to want to join my Facebook groups. So there are several that you have access to as a Wild Solutions team member. So the first one is our Wild Solutions Tribe members group. That's for groups that have gotten their enrollment through me or one of my team. And the second is Oil Authority. So that's a group of 6,000 plus people on Facebook. And so they are all users. And so you can ask questions there about usage, and you're going to get anecdotal stories that people have used. I am a part of an essential oil nurses group, and so if you have something super specific, you can have me ask on there. We're also going to have access to the Essential Ninja Tribe Facebook education group run by Mindy Rouser, and she does a lot of things weekly on there for education. So depending on how cluttered up you want your Facebook feed to get over this, you can pick and choose which groups you'd like to be a part of, or be a part of one for a while and then check another and see. But those are all run by someone in our team. And then obviously my website, bethfilzen.com, there's an FAQ page on there, and then Wild Solutions FAQ page, which is just a resource center on Facebook. So no interaction is happening there. It's just, these are the resources in there, and you can pick and choose what you need that way. Okay, filling a diffuser. Literally, you can put 3 to 4 drops, 3 to 5 drops, depending on how much water you have in that diffuser, and then top it off. There's usually a little red dot or a max fill line. You do want to abide by that because sometimes it will make it not work if it's over full. So that's how you use a diffuser, and just put the lid on and it works, and it's awesome. You can really get a lot of benefits aromatically by diffusing. Now, last but not least, I want to talk about loyalty rewards ordering. Now, this is the question that I get the most, where people are confused, or they don't, they're just a little bit like, well, I don't know. So loyalty rewards ordering means it's a frequent flyer program. If you think you're going to even order one oil per month, it's a really good idea to be a part of this program. So here are the benefits. Number one, you get your shipping back in points. So doTERRA has a standard rate shipping. It's $3.99, and you order your product and you get 4 points in your account to use as product credits. So 4 points equals $4 to be used on product. So that's the number one benefit. The second benefit is that you start out with 10% back. Every quarter it goes up 5% until a max of 30% back. So I get 30% back because it built up every quarter. And so now with every $100 I spend, I get $30 in points. So every couple months I have points to spend on whatever product I want. And so that is really valuable to me because I'm using the oils, I'm using the other products in my home, and then now I'm even getting more free stuff, which is how that makes it the most cost effective. So that's the second benefit. The third benefit is you can be part of the Product of the Month Club. So if you place a qualifying order before the 15th of the month, you get the Product of the Month for free. A qualifying order is $125, and that's product value. So sometimes the product value and the dollar amount of your product that you're purchasing are a little bit different. So anytime they're using some different packaging or whatever, and it's not pure oil, there's going to be a little offset of product value versus dollar amount. And so when you're looking at those specials and stuff to make sure you're getting the free stuff, you're looking for the PV or product value. So for example, I want a lemon, it's $10. It's also 10 PV. But if I wanted, trying to think of something that doesn't have, like the toothpaste, If I wanted the toothpaste, it I think is around $8, and it's only like 4 or 5 PV. And so that makes it a little different, and it's just because it's not pure oil, and that's what you get points off of. So that's the loyalty reward system. The minimum that you need to spend is $1, so you can have one thing in your cart and still keep your points and still get your shipping back in points. You need to spend 50 PV in order to accrue your 10% back, 15, 20, 25, 30% back. So that needs to be a $50 order. If it's under 50, it's going to say you're not earning your percentage back, and that's fine. Just know that that's not accruing. And then 100 PV is your limit for commissions. And so if you're someone who's doing oils but also helping with your friends get oils and wanting to get your oils paid for, you're going to want to make sure that you have your cart set at 100 PV and keep that monthly order at that. And then for the product of the month, $125. So that's a little bit on LRP. I'm looking through here. You can cancel that LRP at any time. So even if you think you just want it for a couple months, it's worth it to just get on LRP, use your points, and then you can cancel. And that's just a simple phone call. Okay, so that it concludes our I have my oils now what portion. If you would like to sit and chat with me and have me walk you through it, if you have questions about specific health ailments, I love sitting down with you and talking to you about what oils might be helpful, what you might want to think about, and how to use those throughout the day. I'm going to have another video on just daily health habits, and so I encourage you to look there further. Thanks very much, and have fun with your oils. I hope you're just diving in and using them and experimenting and just seeing what works. Somebody has something going on, let's try an oil for that. I'm a little cranky, let's try an oil for that. Our energy is dropping in the afternoon, we might want coffee, let's instead try some oils to change that trajectory of the day. So have fun, and we'll talk to you soon.